to club football now, and we have a full schedule in the Premier League this week, and it kicks off at 12:30 from Selhurst Park as Patrick Vieira's Crystal Palace welcome table toppers Tottenham.
The only undefeated team as well, Tottenham.
Yes,
the
only team that haven't dropped points.
I know why.
I mean, there are other teams that are unbeaten as well, but they have a 100% win record.
Either way, but I was still right. So
yes, fully expect Kane and Son to be involved from the start in this one. As far as I'm aware, I don't believe Spurs have any injury worries. Obviously, don't know that whole situation with Lo Celso or the other fella. What they're going to be.
Considering our players are also
Bolding.
out, you would expect that they're out as well.
Yeah, but neither of them played in their last game against Watford before the international break, so I wouldn't expect much changes, if any, from Nuno Espirito Santo. Palace last time out, they managed to get a 2-2 draw with West Ham. I think things are slowly getting into place for Patrick Vieira's side.
The West Ham draw was a good result for them. Conor Gallagher looked pretty good in that. They may have Odsonne for the first time, as they signed him. Well, it would have been the start of the international break, because that's when the transfer window ended.
Yeah, but I think it's a tough ask for Crystal Palace coming in to, obviously, like we said, Tottenham Hotspur team with a 100% win record so far this season. Then we look at some of the 3 o'clock kickoffs. Big game as Leicester play Manchester City. 2 teams in the top half of the table. Man City, obviously comfortable winners last time out, beating Arsenal 5-0, whilst Leicester City beat Norwich 2-1 in a late goal, I believe, if I remember correctly. It feels like an age since we last watched club football. This one I think is going to be City's hardest task so far, and be a proper end-to-end game.
More intrigue added to it with the fact that Man City aren't going to have a striker for definite this time, with Gabriel Jesus out.
And goalkeeper-wise as well, Scott Carson is apparently meant to be in goal because Edison's having to quarantine, and Zach Steffen so Scott Carson's going to be the goalie there. So I think this is going to be a lot closer than maybe what it would have been if Man City had a full health squad.
Yeah. And Leicester have a good record against Man City. Beat them at this point of the season last year.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember how the second game went. I think Man City won it. But yeah, I don't know. A lot of intrigue to it.
Yes. Then another game
I to go to the one, because we keep the missing tag. There's no team that is missing more than Arsenal.
which was the game I was just about to go to. I was going to say it's a big game, but for all the... I was saying big game, but for all the wrong reasons, as the 2 bottom teams in the league, like you say, Arsenal playing Norwich. Surely Arsenal have to get going this weekend.
Forget winning the game. Are they actually going to score?
You would hope so, for Arsenal's sake.
You know, it's that moment when you see a stat and you realise that's there to be broken this weekend, isn't it? And that's the one that I read about Norwich not having beaten a team from London in like 27 attempts.
Oh, it really would be comical if they lose this weekend.
They cannot lose.
Is even more, I know it's likely that he's staying, and Edu came out earlier on this week saying he has the full belief in what Arteta's doing, but surely real question marks have to be asked if they lose to Norwich and don't score this weekend.
Dare I say they lose without scoring, right? That they almost have no choice but to get rid. Like, it's untenable at that point.
Yeah, it really, like, I don't know what more he has to do then to get sacked if they lose and don't score this weekend.
I don't know, I mean, it makes the first episode of All or Nothing interesting.
Yes. Right, I'll just skim over the rest of the fixtures. On Saturday, we have Southampton versus West Ham, Brentford, Brighton, Man United, Newcastle, Watford versus Wolves, and then the evening kickoff sees Chelsea play Aston Villa.
Yeah, low-key terrified, but then there's all rumours of them missing Lukaku, Kante, someone else as well. Like, I don't know what to believe. How is Lukaku missing again? Because he's not injured.
Don't know. I haven't seen anything about Lukaku potentially
I've
missing
seen
the game.
stuff, but I've not read enough into it. Oh, he's weird. We're missing enough players as it is. I don't even know if some of ours are going to be back from injury. I just want to see Ollie Watkins and Leon Bailey play.
Hopefully that can happen soon for you. The only game on Sunday is Leeds versus Liverpool at 4:30. Again, I think this could be a very entertaining game. It always is when these two have met in the past in the Premier League.
Like the opening day game last year, we'll have a tasty game.
Yes. Liverpool's main concern, though, is whether Virgil van Dijk will be fit for this, as he has had a hamstring injury or tightness the other day on duty with the Netherlands, and obviously he had them broken fingers against Norway, and then I think Leeds potentially could be without Rafinha if this rule of Brazilian players
as far as
being
aware,
blocked
Brazilian
does actually go ahead.
The absentee Brazilian it's all the main ones except for Richarlison, and as far as I'm aware, Douglas Luiz won't be missing either. It's a weird reason.
Yeah,
I mean, it's literally because Richarlison and Luiz played at the Olympics.
Yeah, that's the only reason they're not getting banned. But that's good news for Man United fans, as they don't have to see Fred against Newcastle.
He's the key link.
Yeah, sure he is.
He
and
links
then
everything together. He's the player I'm watching on Sunday. I don't know who else he's playing.
Saturday.
I don't care what it is. It happens. It's this weekend. Who cares?
Yes. And to round off the weekend in the Premier League, we have Everton versus Burnley at 8 o'clock. Obviously, Everton...
Well, I'll let you talk about Everton before I get to the other one that you glossed over weirdly.
Everton, not bad form to start the season. 2 wins and a draw. Last time out, beating Brighton 2-0. Obviously, that penalty incident between Calvert-Lewin and Richarlison. Obviously, if they get a penalty this weekend, they will be hoping that something similar doesn't happen. Burnley themselves have had a poor start to the season. Lost 2 of their 3 against Brighton and Liverpool, but drew 1-1 against Leeds last time out, and were unlucky not to hold on for the 3 points.
Yeah, and I don't know how you glossed over this, but what is the big thing that could be happening this Saturday when Manchester United play Newcastle?
There'll be fans at the game at Old Trafford for the first time in a long time. There'll be...
What, since the Leeds game a couple of weeks ago? That's not the point you use. Just say it. The big man's back.
Yes, Jadon Sancho will be back and fit.
Yes, he will be back.
Obviously, we're talking about Cristiano Ronaldo.
Of course we know we're talking about it. Sky have been ramming it down our throats for the past 2 weeks.
And so have Man United with literally every...
Look, guys, he's arrived for training. Normal footballer arrives to do his day job.
Mm-hmm. And Man United, literally every tweet and social media post for the past bloody... Well, since he was announced, has literally been about Ronaldo. I'm like, Jesus, lads, even I'm getting bored of it now. But there's no news as to whether he will be starting from the off on Saturday or whether he'll be coming from the bench. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there. There is talk that he could be the bench because he obviously hasn't trained a lot with the squad, and that next week against Young Boys in the Champions League is where he could actually start.